So in order to implement your cybersecurity marketing, there's really 5 things that I want to talk about today. The first, just content. So as you may or may not know, the buyer journey has changed where now 60 to 70% of the time in the buyer journey that your prospective clients spend is actually spent on research before ever talking to you. So looking at content, looking at social media posts, searching for their problems, their solutions, all the information that they pull in from a research perspective. And you need to be there. You have to be part of that 60 to 70% of their journey. So it needs to be content that is educational, authentic to you, meaning no syndicated content, which is content that's the same on multiple sites, and you may or may not know that's actually what you're getting. And then content also that is posted on a consistent basis. Consistency is so key, and it's the main thing that we see that cybersecurity and just IT companies as a whole are not doing. So for example, assume that your prospective clients know nothing about, cyber threats, for example, or really what's going on out there in the marketplace. And you could put together some content with stories in it or about a specific story, whether it's, a client of yours, somebody who something happened prior to becoming a client of yours, or just a story that has occurred to a company out in the marketplace. A real story that really shows the damages and the depth of what's actually going on out there that will connect with your prospective clients. And then whether it's a story or not, enhance the content. Just a block of text, it doesn't work anymore. People, that's why there's so many bounces these days. People go, if they show up to your site, they go potentially and just look through, skim through. There's nothing there that they're really, engaged with, and then they jump. Enhance those blog posts with things like videos like this one, with things like infographics or diagrams, imagery, call to action, so people know what the next step is if they are interested. So the second thing is channels. It's important to be on the channels where your target audiences are. And so it's really important to take a look at that, to be multi-channel, as much as you can. But with that said, you don't want to be everywhere and not have that consistent, good content. A lot of people I see, would start, for example, like a YouTube channel and put up 2 videos and that's it. That's not going to work for the long term. Same thing with social media. You put up a social media profile or page for your company and then don't post often. Not going to work. So, have that website content, that's the core, really good enhanced content, and then be able to repurpose some of that content, those infographics, the videos, whatever it may be, onto other channels and just keep that content engine going. In order to get more people to all this great content, we're talking traffic, and that's number 3. So traffic generation, you really have 2, main avenues here. One is organic traffic generation, and the big thing here to get people to that website, to that great enhanced content that you're putting together, is really centered around SEO. Content SEO, making sure, everything from the keywords aligned with the content, you're putting in internal links, external links, metadata. There's a lot of stuff that we can go into. But the important thing is just to make sure you're set up well. And, when the bots are crawling your pages, there's not all these speed issues and everything like that, because literally all you're doing is shooting yourself in the foot. Putting out this great content, you don't have it set up well, and you're just, again, shooting yourself in the foot. The other avenue is the paid traffic. If you do have the budget for that, setting up some PPC campaigns, because when people are searching for a specific, again, their problem, their solution that they've, reached that awareness of, they want to find information about whatever it may be. Guess what? You need to be there. So organic and paid, what we see is there's a nice inverse relationship between those two where, upfront, yes, you can do some paid if you want, because the organic side takes a little longer to get going, but it is so important to get that organic engine going. Why? Because that's going to pay dividends forevermore, not forevermore, but for a long time beyond that. Because if you're doing paid, as soon as you stop that paid campaign, guess what? The pipe stops, right? There's no more traffic coming in. with organic, it pays dividends for much longer. And as long as you get that kind of branding and that engine built out, you're going to be good in getting traffic, engagement, leads in the door for a lot longer. The fourth main piece is alignment. So alignment between the content that you're putting together and your company goals. You should obviously have, and I'm sure you do have, qualitative and quantitative goals for your company, whether that's sales goals, whatever it may be. You want to make sure that the content is actually lined up with that, because if not, there's kind of no point to it, but it really misses the mark on where you're trying to go with your company. So we always, say, make sure once those goals are set that you think about those and take a look at those when you're thinking about different topics for the content, the channels that you're putting the content on, etc., in order to make sure that those goals are achieved. And last but not least is tracking. So you've got your goals set up, you've aligned the content, you've got your channels, you're doing consistent content, etc. Make sure that you are actually tracking everything, both from an analytics perspective to make sure that the content you're putting out there is doing what it's supposed to do, as well as tracking things related to, again, those goals, because that's really the ultimate, reason for doing, this whole content piece is to actually move the needle in the business. But you have to be tracking both sides, the analytics and the goal management side of things, in order to make sure that that's actually what's happening. So I hope that was beneficial. Really, that's the 5 main areas of how to implement your cybersecurity marketing. So we've got consistent content going out there on the right channels, making sure that the traffic is obviously being pushed in and getting to that content, aligning it with your company goals, and number 5, just tracking everything to make sure everything's lined up correctly. Thanks.